What's up everyone? In today's video, I want to talk about film recipes that Fuji has to offer, and specifically the ones that I use on my Fuji X100VI. Now, I'm going to talk about kind of what film recipes are, why I use them, how they work for me, and just my experience with them. So if you're not interested in any of that and you want to get to just what my film recipes are, I'll have everything chaptered down below, so just skip on over to that point. I'll have the film recipe settings on the screen for a good amount of time so you can really see what you want to use and how you want to use them. If you've ever shot film, you know that specific rolls of film have a specific style, a specific mood to them, and those are specialized to those rolls of film. But with rolls of film, you have 36 shots. You have 36 shots to get it right, and film is a very expensive game, and I've played that film game and it is very expensive, and you have to really focus in on each shot literally costing money, and that's ultimately some of the fun behind it. But some of my favorite colors, some of the favorite photos I've ever taken have been taken with that of film rolls. And what Fuji offers is film recipes. And Fuji has a lot of film recipes built into the camera, but there's an app called Fuji X Weekly, and I'll have it linked down in the description below. But what this app offers is basically film recipes, film presets, settings that you can use within your Fujifilm that mimic that of specific kind of classic film rolls. What's nice about these film recipes is they almost directly mimic that of film rolls. So you're able to take the nostalgic look you'd love from film and move it onto a digital camera and have really as many takes as you want to master it. So where do I get these film recipes? I mentioned a little bit earlier, but it's Fuji X Weekly, and it's an app that I have really just on my iPhone. What that app is hundreds and hundreds of film recipes that you can then dump into Fuji. It gives you everything from the white balance you have to be on, the grain setting you have to be on, the contrast you have to be on, the shadows, the color, the sharpness, the noise reduction, the clarity, and it has all of that on there. It is intimidating. You jump in there and there's hundreds of film recipes. Some look familiar, some you've never heard before. And that's kind of where the fun is that you have 7 presets you get to choose within the Fuji, at least the X100VI, and you get to really just choose what you want to use and really just experiment. And that's what Fuji X Weekly has to offer. And once you get past the intimidation factor and you really notice what you like, then it becomes a lot of fun. And for me, shooting with film and shooting with film rolls, I was able to take my favorite film rolls and see them on Fuji X Weekly and really just build them into my camera and build them into my workflow. But at the end of the day, with anything in the creative realm, the creative field, find what works for you. And that's ultimately the fun of it. You can experiment with hundreds of these film recipes. When you play with these film recipes, you're really customizing a shot to the mood you're shooting. So you might go out on a stormy, cloudy day and know what film recipe you want to shoot and shoot that entire day in that film recipe. And you might go out the next day and it might be sunny and you might shoot specifically for that moment. But that's ultimately what is fun with these film recipes, and you can really see a difference. I went out today and I shot 7 photos, each with a different film recipe I use, and you can really see in each one of these the different mood, the different aesthetic each film recipe builds within the image. Build a specific mood with an image, you're able to pull that out with the film recipe you choose. So as you are out shooting, you also get to be strategic in the mood, the aesthetic, the tone you want to build for that of your imagery. So if you've made it this far, this is where I'm going to show you each film recipe I use. And if you skipped forward from the chapters, this is the point where I'm going to show you each film recipe. So welcome to the video. Each film recipe, I'm going to have the settings I use just on the screen, and it's going to stay on a little bit longer than a normal clip would stay on, just so you have time to copy it or pause it and pull these film recipes for yourself. But these are the 7 that I have on my camera. All right, hopefully you had time to maybe pick out your favorite one or pick out a few of them and build them within your Fuji or take a screenshot and use it later. So I just shared with you all 7 of my film recipes, and the way I've been using them most in the last couple of months, really with this camera and the film recipes I've loaded in this camera, is just out and about on city walks, capturing life for what it is. I always have this camera on my hip. I always find myself using Kodak Gold and Kodak Portra 400 and the black and white Superior the most out of the 7 I have. Those are the 3 that really are never gonna leave my camera. But one way I've also been able to use this camera is on BTS, and behind the scenes of a lot of film sets and documentaries I've been a part of the last couple of months. And capturing it with the film recipes and the colors this camera has to offer, it really creates a special mood that I've never really been able to capture with shooting BTS just with a normal camera. So you're able to really fit the film recipe to the mood you're going for. So it gives you more of a strategic lean on really what you're trying to get out of this camera. But what I encourage you to do is download Fuji X Weekly if you have a Fuji and find some film recipes that work for you. And once you build them into your camera, play with them and then adjust them here and there to really make them your own and fit within what you think your own style might be. But let me know down in the comments below if you have a favorite film recipe or roll of film you use. I think I'm just gonna go out and shoot today because I just want to, and it's fun. Going out and being creative is just a fun thing to do. So as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for all of the support. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This community is growing faster than I could ever imagine, and it's all because of you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.